What's up, y'all? We back at it with another chapter of Kagurabachi Chapter 86. Hey, yo. Hey, look, you seen it as the thumbnail. The way the person looks for the cloud, and we can't even see the front of his body, just like the way he's standing there in that panel. Yo, this dude design looks crazy. And him just holding the cloud sword with the lightning and electricity going around his body. Hey, yo. I can't wait till we get a flashback of that battle, because that scene right there, that one panel alone, like, this chapter was already 10 out of 10. Put it this way, this chapter was 10 out of 10 off the gate. And then you get to that panel right there, 100 out of 10. That one panel alone, yo, I gotta see what happened in the past, man, because that panel right there shows all the sword bearers, and then you just got this one pillar with the SwordMaster standing on that joint. You see the centipede going around him, and everyone's going to approach him. And look, I know I'm talking about this out of order. It's just that panel was just so damn fire. It got your boy amped as hell. Like, maybe because I went to the gym. I gotta calm down. Maybe because I went to the gym today, right? And I've been watching the last season of Attack. Well, I've been watching Attack on Titan, but I finally got to the final episodes now. And that theme song, dun, 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 like, when I got to that panel, that shit just reawakened in my mind. I was like, yo, damn, this shit gonna be crazy. I can't wait till this shit get animated. Hey, yo, they better have the best scores than any other series, man. The anime score for that scene can just make it or break it, and I hope they choose the right score for it. Oh my, yo, that shit was, woo. Hey, look, I gotta stop talking about it. Your boy getting amped right now. I need to calm down. Glasses getting foggy. Like, oh, yo, I gotta calm down, man. But yo, all in all, amazing chapter. We about to get right into it, man. I can't wait to see what the SwordMaster is capable of. Like, you gotta think, the creator made Samura look like a damn god, like a god, I tell you, with all his abilities and move. Now, when I think of what he's going to do for the SwordMaster, ayo, it's going to be to the point where they might even have a situation similar to, like, what was it, Madara and Aizen from Naruto and Bleach, where the creators made a character so damn powerful they don't know how to stop them themselves. It's going to get to that point where when we see the SwordMaster into action, we're going to be like, no one's safe. Like people in the real world endangered. Like, that's how powerful I think the SwordMaster is gonna be. Like, don't read the chapter, you're gonna instantly be killed. Like, it's gonna be that type of stuff. But we about to get into it, man. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications, man. This is your boy Nero, and thank you for all the love and support. But anyway, chapter starts off where you got Chihiro holding his enchanted blade, the intent, and you got it where he's looking at Iori, and everything's going to blur, meaning he's so exhausted, he's so tired from the battle he just had with Samura that he's on the verge of passing out and collapsing. He used his body to the max, and you got it where blood is just dripping from him, and he's like, yo, all he managed to do was crack, you know what I'm saying, Samura's enchanted blade. And that's not enough to take down the SwordMaster. He's have to improve even more. He has to go even further. He has to become even stronger. He says it himself that he's not there yet. And I like it where a series introduced a powerful main character, a powerful MC, but at the same time, he still isn't as strong as people around him. I really like that. I like to see that growth. I don't like series where the hero is just OP from the very beginning. Now, some series know how to make it work. One Punch Man is a great example. They've done it where the main character is just powerful right off the rip, and everything around him is just so good that it makes you, you know what I'm saying, makes you like him as a main character. I don't know how to do it, but they do it. But anyway, you got it where he's dripping blood. It looks like he's on the verge of passing out, and right as he falls, you have it where Samura catches him. And I like this moment right here because I imagine that's something like a father would have did to their son when their son is exhausted. I just like that moment, like a master and student type of situation. And then you have it where Samura, he uses his Phoenix ability to heal the wounds of everybody on the battlefield. And I like how the showcase in detail of this panel where you see that, you know what I'm saying, your boy, Chihiro, his vision, is still blurry from him being exhausted, but as he's being healed, you got it where he starts to see Samura clearer and more clear, and then he's able to see that, Samura actually healed his eyes, he opened up his eyes, and like I said in the previous chapter, that's going to be his downfall in the future battles, unless he does what Iori does and closes his eyes, like, switch to her fighting style where, he can see, but he closes his eyes so that he can, get around and use the full potential of his enchanted blade. But you have it where you know, Samura says that you wore me down. You know, like you eventually your words did reach me. You know, you did a great job, Chihiro. I know with your enchanted blade that your sword was created to destroy all other enchanted blades. It's a sword that you build together with your father. And you have it where you know, Samura tells him, but yo, this is just the start. I get it. You have came a long way with your sword play. And I like I just said, I like the fact that Chihiro, he was a badass from the beginning, but he still had room to grow, and he's becoming better and better with his enchanted blade. And you got it where he's turning toward the light, you know what I'm saying? And he'll follow, you know, Samura says he's turning towards the light, and he will follow, you know, Chihiro's father example. He said, with the intent, we can do this. We can stop, you know what I'm saying? We can stop the SwordMaster and his enchanted blade. We can destroy it. And you got it where Chihiro says, like, yo, my sword play only improved because of your daughter. And you got it where he looks at his daughter, and Iori's standing there. You see that Iori got that stance like, yo, she's pissed. When a girl do the hand on the hips, they pissed. So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do to calm them down. But of course, she looks at him, says, excuse me, you know what I'm saying, like, you abandoned me for years. Samura's been asking her if she's kept up with her trainer for all these years. And I didn't take the time out to think about, you know, this moment right here, but you have it where Iori says, like, because of you, my memories of us together, even my memories with us and my mom, were all taken away from me. I didn't even have time to even forget about them naturally. They were just all gone. And I didn't think that the memories of her mother was gone. I was just thinking the memories of her father was gone. But it seems as if everything from her past life was erased. And that's crazy to think that she suffered like that. And then just having all those memories brought back to her, I know she was pissed, like, yo, and you got it where she's grieving again with the loss of her mother because all those memories just returned to her. She says, like, yo, she couldn't even remember forgetting. And then you have it where she grabs her father and she starts crying, and then he looks at her and he apologizes. He says sorry, and you just have this amazing father-daughter moment with them, you know what I'm saying, hugging one another and consoling one another. And you have it where Chihiro, he's watching it from afar, and I imagine that right there just made him think of his father, just because of the sincere look that Chihiro has on his face. I can imagine that really, like, that was a touching moment for him. For him, it made him just, you know, probably regret the life or miss the life that he could have had his father not been slain. And I don't know, I just thought it was a dope moment. But anyway, you have it where the rest of the ninjas show up. They also have the friend of Iori, and he's looking at the situation as it goes down. And he's like, yo, I'm really intruding, right? You know what I'm saying? It's obvious. And then you have it where the female ninja, I can't remember her name at this current moment, but she says, nah, this would have ended differently had it not been for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the MVP. And I like the fact that the ninjas took the time to say this to him, because he was an MVP. A lot of people may overlook it, but that is one of my favorite chapters. The fact that this dude did what none of the other schoolmates would do. He fought for a friend that, you know what I'm saying, well, he fought for someone who he considered to be a friend. Like, yo, he don't have any skills. Like, he's the weakest person in this whole scenario. Yet, he, you know what I'm saying, he went into this situation not caring about what would happen to himself, just trying to help out Iori. And honestly, I hope they train him. I hope eventually he gets trained by these guys. I'm not saying become the strongest, but like, yo, he could be a Yamcha. He could be a Yamcha, right? I mean, let him be a Yamcha. You know, maybe even Krillin, you know, who knows? But I just like the fact that they took the time to acknowledge him. And hopefully he's not one of those characters that we don't see anymore in the series. Like, I mean, the same could be said about Char. We haven't seen her in quite some time. Where is she? You know what I'm saying? But I do like the fact they're not relying on her for her healing abilities. They're actually, you know, they're using Samura's ability as well to heal. But anyway, you got it where Samura says, like, yo, he owes all of them an apology. Of course, Rose says, like, yo, you know, we do have a bone to pick with you. But your sister, you know, I mean, your daughter, she punched you, and that's good for now. So I wonder if they are going to have that conversation later. And then you have it where Rose says, are you ready to gamble on the future? And of course, Samura says, like, yes, but first, all of you, there's a few things we need to tidy up. He's referring to the Hishaku group and how they're actually managing to attack the headquarters right now. But you have Yura, he's already making an attack on the headquarters, you know what I'm saying, the Hishaku. group is actually going after the SwordMaster. And of course you got Samura wondering like, yo, was this something they planned all along to use me as a distraction so that they can try to, you know, infiltrate the headquarters and take down the SwordMaster? But the more and more we get to them attacking the, you know what I'm saying, the headquarters, the more and more I'm thinking they actually working with the SwordMaster, and they just led everyone to believe that. I don't know, maybe that's just the vibes I'm getting. I could be wrong. Maybe even Yura is the son of the SwordMaster, and his whole goal is to free his father. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he would have, I don't know, man. It's just a lot of things going in my mind, but I just really feel like it's not what we are, it's not what we've been led to believe. I just really feel like there's a bigger trick and scheme that, you know what I'm saying, the Hishaku group is actually trying to do, because everything they've done, they've always been one up on everything. So why not now? Why not this situation? They're not the type of people who would go into this blindly and be slaughtered by the SwordMaster. But of course you got it where, you know, Chihiro says like, yo, together we can take care of the enchanted blades, you know what I'm saying, in the Hishaku group. And you got Samura saying like, yes. And then you have Ro giving Samura his glasses, his shades, like, yo, here, put this back on. You know, we about to go into battle. And then they show this amazing panel, because it seems as if your boy Samura is having a flashback of the battle that took place against the SwordMaster. And if you look at this panel, like, this panel is just so goated. You got Samura holding his sword, his enchanted blade. You got Yoji like right beside him. You got the person in charge of the cloud sword. Like, yo, this dude design just look crazy, yo. Hey, but he's standing there with the electricity going over his body, and then you can see the other two sword bearers like further up. You can barely see them, but they're further up, and you can't really make out their outfit, but you see them like fighting among this rubble, and you got this floating tower with the SwordMaster on top of it with the centipede circling. Like, yo, this shit just looks so damn goated. Like, I imagine when we get this battle, this full like breakdown of this battle, like, it's going to be the best chapters in the series. I imagine it will be. But then you got it where it jumps to the actual headquarters of the you know what I'm saying, of the government, and they're keeping an eye on the SwordMaster. And they're saying like, yo, you know, the place he's at, the place he's been locked up at, he's been there for 18 years. These pillars are the only thing that's keeping him alive. It's basically a life support like system. I'm assuming they're not feeding him, but this stuff is giving, these pillars are giving him the little nutrients that he needs to survive, which is crazy. And they say the whole time he's been here, he's sat there in complete stillness, like for 18 years. He's never moved. 18 years, this man has never moved. He's only been in his mind. Like, you gotta think, doing something like that, this man has gotta be insane. He's gotta be insane. If he managed to keep his sanity after sitting like that for 18 years, this is gonna be trouble. This is gonna be trouble. But they said within the whole 18 years that he's been here, he's only moved once. And that was November 8th, 3:47 p.m. this year. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to go back and check, but I imagine that was during the chapter. That was the same time the auction took place with Hakuri's father. And you know what I'm saying, I imagine that's when he was pushed to the point where he had to grab the enchanted blade, and he tried to use it. And remember, the SwordMaster did speak out to his sword. So maybe he was able to, you know, well, of course he was able to sense that it was being used. And they're saying that's the first time he spoke in 18 years. That's the first time he's moved in 18 years. But then you have it as these guys are talking about the SwordMaster, he begins to stand up and he says the time is now. Like, and you got him standing up. They show his enchanted blade being unwrapped, but I imagine that's the Hishaku group about to show up and appear within this area and give him his enchanted blade. And then the very last panel is Samura as well as Chihiro saying like, yo, it's time to go. Let's go to Tokyo. Samura is going to, I guess, be the means of transportation. And, you know, Chihiro asks Samura to be support because that's what his sword was on the battlefield. I imagine whenever these guys got hurt, he used his ability to heal them with his Phoenix ability. And I imagine that's what Chihiro was hoping he'll do as well in the battle against the SwordMaster. The next chapter is about to be goated. It's about to be goated as hell. But let me know y'all thoughts on this chapter down below. What theories are y'all going with? Like, yo, this is big. This is big. But I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Make sure you thumb up the video and subscribe. This your boy Nero Megaman signing out. Peace.